Hey y'all, Joefer here, the Cranky Old Gay Guy. Today we're going to be talking about struggling with homosexuality, much like I'm struggling with that neighbor across the street who keeps running his router and planer while I'm trying to record. So if you're hearing a buzzing in the background, that's what it is. Whew. Okay, this is not about me. Today's topic isn't light, but it's real. Let's talk about struggling with homosexuality, what it means, what it doesn't, and why it's more common than people think. I'm not here to preach. I'm just here to share with you what I have lived throughout my life as a homosexual male. That's right, I'm coming clean, I'm coming out. And I might come up with some things that I wish someone had told me when I came out. Okay, growing up, didn't know I was gay until I was in college. I just never felt the attraction towards women that my friends did. And it's like, well, I guess I just haven't met the right one. So I dated, and it was like, oh, this is horrible. And then sex was like, oh my God, a nightmare. Was it pleasurable? Absolutely not. It was more of, I want to say it's rote in that you go through these certain steps and that's it. Okay? I'm sure that partners didn't enjoy it either. It was awkward and not something I was eager to jump into like every other guy I knew who that's all they talked about. And it was like, wow, I must be missing something because I don't see it, I don't feel it, I don't hear it. Not at all. So I know this is probably going to have to be edited, which means that the colors are going to be all fucked up. But when I came out was in 1992, and I had been working. I worked in a warehouse with a bunch of unsophisticated people, put it that way, unworldly, unsophisticated people. And I also worked in television production for free as a volunteer at a community access station. And I had a friend who was producing commercials on the side, and I was working with him in those. And that too was a very homophobic environment. There were a couple people who had shows on at the station, and they were fitness shows, and these men were incredibly effeminate. And behind the scenes, everyone there just ranked on about how queer they were and how, they're going to get AIDS and all this kind of stuff. So when I was having, that was the time I was having questions is like, well, maybe I'm gay. And I certainly didn't want to come out amongst all of that. I didn't want to lose the TV stuff. I ended up coming out in the warehouse when I came out right away. It's like, and I did put up with a lot of shit. But I also had allies. My brother worked there. He was cool with it. And this guy named Mike, an old man I shared a repair station with. And he goes, well, that's okay. I'm gay too. Which he'd been married for 47 years. And I mean, there'd been hints around the warehouse because he always talked about his young friend. And people were saying that he was creepy and all this. And he was. But he didn't care. And then we had the Christians and the super Christians who wanted to come pray for me. And it's just like, get out of my workstation. Shut up. We also had a Christian there, a Mosaic Jewish Christian, a Mosaic Christian Jew, who made sure to know that, to let me know that I was a heathen and that we couldn't talk to his wife when she would come in. And he was instructed by his preacher not to speak with us anymore. And that includes me and this Mike guy. Mike didn't come out, but Mike was on my side, and this guy was also afraid of witches. So Mike would talk about witchcraft, and he's going to cast a spell on him, and it would just freak the guy out. So that's the environment that I came out in. And so there was a bit of a struggle before that because I just wasn't happy. But once I came out, everything changed. I know people still struggle today, especially in conservative families and those with strong religious beliefs. But that old saying, it gets better. Well, it does. We're going to talk about for a minute what struggling really means. And I am looking down because I do have highlight notes, just topics that I want to talk about. And one of them is what struggling really means. Now that can mean fear, guilt, denial. There's external pressures like family, church, and just your culture in general. Misinformation. When you're told that you need to go to therapy to correct this problem, no, you don't. The problem is not you. The problem is society. You're not broken, and you don't need to be fixed when it comes to homosexuality. This is who you are. This is how you are. And this is what society just needs to learn to accept. Now, I wrote down here something stupid, which says, use humor to soften the edges. And I went online and I looked for humorous phrases I could use. And one of them was, if being gay was a choice, I would have chosen something with less sequins and high heels. Well, that's a stereotype and that doesn't fit me at all. So if gay was a choice, I would have chosen something probably more on the bi scale, just because it would increase my opportunities and double the amount of people that I could have relationships with. Does that mean I want to be bisexual? No, not at all. But back then, for a while, I did think I was bi, but I just didn't feel it towards women at all. And I guess if I had, then I would be bi, and I would have had a lot more opportunities. So who's to say? I mean, everyone takes their own path, and that was my path. So what helped and what didn't? Oh boy, what helped? Acceptance by my siblings, the ones that I told. Acceptance by my mother, I told her. I told a sister, a couple brothers. The rest of the family, and I have a large family, they can hear it through the grapevine. You know, they whispered about it for a while anyway, so yeah, I never had to really come out to them. We aren't as close as the siblings that I told. Or I'm not as close to them. They live out of state. What made a difference? Working up the courage to actually go into a gay bar for the first time. That really helped. When you go in and you see a bunch of people that, you know, are just like you, not physically, but orientation-wise, it's like, wow, that is not what you expect. You might have seen it in a movie once or twice, but there were no gay role models on television. Ellen didn't come out until 96 on TV. Rumors about her and Rosie and all that had been going on for a while, but nothing was put out there. And the only reference to gay was Rock Hudson. And Rock Hudson had hidden in the closet his entire career, and it came out when he got AIDS and when he died. And society, he was their upstanding hero, and then suddenly he was gay, and all the bad talk started happening. So, yeah, that's what happened there. Now, people say you could go to therapy or create a chosen family. At the time, I didn't do either one of those. I mean, I have kind of a chosen family now, which is just the friends that I actually do things with. So I guess that's a chosen family. I never really did the therapy thing. I had 3 therapy sessions once when work was really stressful and it was free. And then I had PTSD in 2001, and I went to, I think 4 visits to a psychiatrist. And then he said he was going on a bicycle tour of Europe and I should come back in a month. And I never did. I didn't feel that he did anything for me, and I didn't learn anything except that a psychiatrist is very expensive and it's mostly out of pocket. I don't know what he was getting paid, but my copay was over $100 an hour. Yeah. Okay. What doesn't help? Shaming you, religion, unless the religion's flexible and will accept everyone. Let's see. Relationships that don't accept you. If you're in a toxic relationship, I know toxic, it's one of these buzzwords, but if you're in a relationship and they are not accepting you for who you are. That is a relationship you probably shouldn't be in. So if you have friends who don't accept that part of you, then you should probably just move on and make new friends. Get rid of the old ones, because you accept them, they should accept you. What else doesn't work? Pretending to be someone else, because then you're always living a lie and it will catch up to you eventually. Advice. I want to give you some advice. You don't owe anyone an explanation for why you're gay. Just bump my tripod. You don't owe your pastor at church. You don't owe your family that. You don't owe anyone that. This is up to you. If you want to talk to people and share with them how you're feeling, that's one thing. But you don't have to justify yourself to anyone about being gay. That's my opinion. All of this is my opinion. So this is the advice I'm throwing out there. If you are struggling with homosexuality, and when I say struggling, in my mind, I am picturing two hot guys wearing jock straps wrestling. Now, YouTube frowns upon that. So on the thumbnail for this video, my wrestling guys are in wrestling uniforms, and I am as well. And you'll notice one of them is in a rainbow wrestling uniform, and that's because he is homosexuality, and the other dude is struggling with him. Ooh, getting all hot and sweaty. Yeah. Okay. Words of advice. I just gave those to you. You're not broken. You're not alone. I see you. Other people see you. Gay people definitely see you. Even if they don't say anything, they know. It's called gaydar, and you might be the straightest stick in the box, but you get around a bunch of gay people, and they are going to know. It's an energy. It's a vibration. You just know. Trust me. I have pretty good gaydar, and if I get in the same room with someone, whether they're married or not, it's like, that guy's gay. And guess what? I haven't been wrong since. I have been wrong in that one of them was married, and they're still married, and he considers himself straight bi. But the gaydar thing, he pings really high on the gay chart, and I know he's had gay relationships with his wife in the room and when his wife is away. So it's probably an open relationship. I don't know, but the gaydar was working. You are allowed to take your time in coming out. No one's rushing you. Don't feel pressure to do something that you think is going to be bad for you. But you should probably plan a strategy that you will be coming out eventually, or moving away from all the toxicity so you can come out and be yourself. That's for your own well-being. Small steps. Journaling might help if you're not going to go through therapy. Let me think. Talk to someone that you consider safe. Don't talk to the town gossip, whether they're gay or not, because they are a gossip and they will out you, whether intentionally or just sleight of hand or off the cuff. But think about that. That's one thing. What do I have down here? Coming out is not a performance. It's a process. You should know that. And when you come out to people, don't expect instant acceptance if they don't accept homosexuals and never have, okay? You've taken years to come out of the closet. So if you tell your friend, your mother, your father, and they hate gays, you can't expect them to say, oh, well, I accept you fully. I accept homosexuality. It's going to be a process for them too. Some will right away say, you're my child, I love you regardless. Others will say, oh, how could you, you're ruining the family and all that. So it's a process. When someone is rejecting you in that way, it might be a good idea for you to just back off for a while and say, well, when you come around, give me a call. Every situation is different. You might have siblings in that family that totally accept you, but the parents are upset or one parent is upset. It is up to the parent to get over that. It's not up to you to convince them. Ultimately, it's going to be their choice whether they want to continue a relationship with you. And yes, that is a risk you're going to take. But would you rather be yourself around someone like that and be accepted, or would you rather hide in the closet for fear of being outed at any time just to have them in your life? That's a decision only you can make. Okay. If this hit home, leave a comment. You want to tell your story? Put it in the comments so other people can see it, read it, and also respond to it. If you don't, remember, just know that I see you, and so do a lot of other gay people. So you're not by yourself and you're not alone. Stay curious, stay true to yourself, but most importantly, stay cranky, my friend. Stay cranky. Bye-bye.